Hey everybody, welcome to the For the Kingdom podcast, where we focus on faith, love, kingdom growth, and having the tough conversations. And we're your hosts, Corin.
And I'm Faith.
And y'all, we have to come back for part two. Of Before I Do. It was too good. And we talked about a lot of things last episode. I think how we viewed singleness even before we got in our relationship with Christ and after. Some of the things that we just, either failed to do or just didn't understand quite at the time. Some non-negotiables. What's some non-negotiables for you? Like you ain't going.
I said pressures me to sin. Well, first of all, non-negotiables, the world has made them so superficial.
For sure.
As in, like, he has to be 6'5". He has to make six figures. He has to.
All this 666.
If he don't wear Jordans, we can't be together. And if he doesn't take me to Olive Garden, well, they done went past that. If he doesn't take me to J. Alexander, we're done. There's no chance. And it's just like, those things aren't important. They don't change the direction of your life. So for me, it's like, if I tell you I'm waiting till marriage and you say, well, what about when we get engaged, because we on the way there. No.
That's your.
And it's not simply just, no, I'm not doing that. It's like, okay, I got to answer to God. I do that. I got to answer to God. This is spiritually affecting me. This is physically going to affect me. Emotionally going to affect me. We're breaking, not breaking a rule, but going against what God said, how God intended it to be.
Your covenant with God.
And it's more than just, okay, I don't want to answer to God. Like, I want it to be fruitful.
And multiply. I want it to multiply now. Yeah. So I think too, we also talked about like pressure from social media and how, you see all these couples and they post it up and they goals and all this stuff. And that can, make you feel away when you're single because if you desire to be in a relationship, it's like you see all of this, but it's not there for you. So
it makes you feel like you're lacking something because you don't have that. And that's why before having a relationship with Christ, I let lust and loneliness lower my standards.
Ooh.
That's the perfect explanation of what life looked like before wanting what God wanted for me.
Heavy on lust. Sorry. But
2 L's.
Yeah.
L. Yeah, it's a L. Lost.
Sure? Lost soul. Listen, it was, and then too, like when you look at all these social media couples, it's like you don't know all the things that they do or have done behind closed doors. So you're making these people idols in a sense.
Idolizing what they have.
Yeah, and it's not what you want at all, really. You just see two attractive people hugging and kissing on each other. But,
and that's why we got to get rid of the superficial non-negotiables and the superficial desires. Yeah. Like, I just want dates. I want to be shown off on social media. I want flowers. You see all that in the pictures, but they getting beat on mentally, sometimes physically. Maybe physically behind closed doors.
Getting dogged out. Yep. No love is there. No true love
Bring other people into the relationship. You stepping out.
Yeah. Everything's in those type of relationships, it can be just physical. You know what I mean? It's just a physical connection. Yeah. And you can sometimes, get lost in that when you looking at those couples because you want something so bad that you're not looking
like the aesthetic, not the genuine relationship.
Yep. Something to repost. Talk about it. Yeah.
Put a little song to it. Little love song.
Little love song.
Little love song.
I love me a love song.
I do too. 90s? Don't let it be 90s.
I love 90s. Oh, don't give me Brandy. My favorite. Brandy, I love Brandy.
Monica.
Well,
don't put them in.
What? I think they have
cool.
I think they chilling now. Yeah. But yeah. That was insane. Not for real. That
got a little crazy.
What else?
So we talked about, before I do and singleness, but we haven't shed any light on courting. Right. So what does courtship look like to you?
Man, I think with any type of courtship, being friends first is vital. It's no going around that for me. There's no way I can just jump into a romantic relationship. Not because I don't find you attractive, not because I don't want that with you, but that foundation of friendship is so important to me. So I think like doing things that friends do. Going out, we can hang out, we can go to different places, we can go to parks and movies and all that stuff. We can do that date. Like not I think there's certain like limits though. So you be friends and you can, enjoy the moment, but also make sure there's kind of boundaries set so that you don't overstep the process of that. So, I think just dating, just doing what you do with your friends, really, even though there's an interest involved, just like a friend, you know what I mean? Get to know that person, family, who they are, what they like to do, their relationship with God, just who they are as a person. So
I do want to be friends first. I definitely do. Like, I mean, whatever God says, but going into off the bat relationship, I'd rather be friends first. Yeah. But I also say for courtship, we're not staying in the dark.
You ain't gonna hide me.
We're gonna go around each other's friends, each other's family. You're not gonna hide me.
You're not gonna hide me.
I'm not saying post it all over social media, but I
don't want to be a secret.
No, and take me out. I'm not coming to your house.
We're not chilling and Netflix and chilling. We're not doing that. We're literally not doing that.
Then you sitting on the edge of the bed, thinking, "What did I?"
No, seriously. I like that. I'm not gonna be no secret.
Yeah, regret.
Instant. Oh.
Yeah. And I think I don't know a lot about courtship. I need to really take some time to really, think about what I want. But I do know that there should be an aim.
Absolutely.
Like the goal is, godly marriage. Be clear with your intentions. It's not, well, are we just friends or be clear.
Yep.
Be clear.
Yeah, for sure. There definitely has to be an end game to that.
No games, but
no game. There has to be a
end game.
There has to be an end to it. So I feel like or
man
a goal.
with a plan.
Man with a plan. Because I know my father have a plan for me. So
to prosper me.
Jeremiah
29.
For sure.
So when it comes to courtship, I know we gotta get off this. But
let's talk about
too much? Like,
okay, on the first date, you don't love me. So please don't tell me you love me. You're not in love with me. I just, I feel that's too much. Like the first, I love you.
You do? How?
Now,
why?
Okay, do you think it's different for people that have been longtime friends and they go on their first date and say, I love you? I feel that, is that not different a little bit?
It would feel weird.
Like if they best friends or they decide, okay, we finna be.
I feel like you can feel that way, but don't say it yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, it should be like a boundary. Because once you say those words, like you was talking about part 1, power of words.
Yep.
You may not feel that way, but
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
Yep.
The one that gets me, and I've heard it before, sadly, God told me that you're my wife. He didn't tell me that.
But you know what? Faith know this. My dad actually had said that to my mom before. And, my mom was the same way. She's like, hello? God didn't tell me that. So, I feel like, I don't think it was the first date, though. I mean, now, what is too early? Or what's the right time you think? Like, I wouldn't say right time, but how long do you think needs to pass before that's said? You feel like you should be in a relationship?
Yeah.
Like committed, like we doing
the first date, or we just been texting and you saying God says that I'm your wife. That's creepy. No shame to anybody who said that, but it's creepy. It's not pulling me in. It's pushing me away.
Yeah. Especially when I feel like I haven't gotten that confirmation from God that this is it. I love you.
And again, no shame, but especially when I hear that. But I see the life you're living, it's like contradictory to what God says. How can you hear him say that, but you can't hear him say live right? Or don't do this, or go here instead of there.
Go ahead. Yep, that was rich.
That's rich.
I like that. Yeah. That's good. So like dates, what would be like your dream date? You feel like, or something that you would really like to do, I should say. So it's not too complicated. In courtship.
To be announced. No. No, for real. I'd have to think about it.
Yeah.
What's yours? I know you probably know.
A dream date.
Lover girl.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just a very like intimate person. So like quality time with anybody that I love, or in this case, want to get to know. I feel like I don't know, dinner. I love parks and things like that. I think just like, cause I'm a chill person, so I'm super chill. So I really don't like doing all the. I don't mind going out and go to a nice restaurant, stuff like that, but I'm just chill. So I feel like anything that, you know.
I got one.
Okay.
If you take me to a gospel concert.
Talk about it.
I love going to gospel concerts. If you take me to something like that.
Concert. I love
Ty Tribbett or somebody, like something that's like real.
You already know who hey, you already know what concert I want to go to. So,
hey.
If that happened, you already know my favorite artist. So,
it don't have to be that, but that would be
a nice
really
one.
Nice.
That would be a nice
dinner
one.
and then go to
Yeah. I like that.
So, let's get into this application.
Let's get into it.
We want to leave y'all with some tips.
Yes. Now, some things that we have learned on the way and some things we still learning. We still trying to.
Definitely.
I'm still learning a lot of things. Like, you know, God gives us wisdom has given us wisdom about a lot of things, but there's a lot of things that I'm still growing through and trying to get through. So we helping each other, y'all. We helping each other.
I like that, growing through, not going through.
I didn't even say it like that, but hey, Holy Spirit.
Put on a t-shirt. Come on.
Sponsor me.
I won't steal that.
Hey, they want me. Okay. But what you got? What you got?
Okay, so talking about ways to find contentment while in your season of singleness. Number one, don't find your worth or your identity in your relationship status. So because I'm single, everything that God says about me is still true. He meant what he said. I'm still fearfully and wonderfully made. He still has plans to prosper me, give me hope in the future. Everything he says about me, that applies true. Right now, whether I'm single or if I'm married. You know, life doesn't just enhance or just is made once you get married. Like the life God has for you right now, that abundant life, and knowing who you are. So
I love that. You know,
that's my first one.
What's crazy is I actually had the scripture written down, and I didn't even know you was gonna say that, but it goes hand in hand with that. Philippians chapter 4 verse 11 through 12 said, this was Paul. He was talking to the Philippian church. He said, "Not that I'm speaking of being in need, for I have learned in whatever situation I'm in to be content. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned to..." Ooh, y'all, what they say?
All right.
I don't know what they say. Oh, I've learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. And he said, Jesus, through Christ, he can do all things. Yep. So, like you said, like being content in that and knowing like Jesus is the source, a relationship, that doesn't make or break you. So being content in that, that's one accord. Come on. I love that. Okay. Let's see. It's something I'll apply. The mine's more so like questions. So we both can kind of talk about it. But how do you think like singles can embrace their season of singleness for God's glory? So I guess it's probably the content kind of too, what you said.
It actually, I think my second application step can answer that. Okay. So you really need to change your view of singleness. You know, don't see it as a prison or a punishment or, you know, just a season of lack. You know, see it as a season of preparation. Yeah. Like God is preparing me, not just for that person, but he's molding me, shaping me just because I'm his daughter. Yeah. And he has great things for me to do in his kingdom. And that's the life that's who he wants me to be. You know, we don't just get ready to get a man or get a woman. So change your view of it. It's not a disease. With marriage being the cure. Ooh. Like this is
a t-shirt. Get her a t-shirt.
No, that didn't come from me. But
well, I guess that was good. That was good stuff. That was great. Wow. You are just.
But yeah.
Wow.
You gotta change your perspective about it. You know, I won't get this time back with God. It's just me and him. Just me and him.
Yep. I'm learning that every single day. This is like, I think too, just where I am with God is just, I'm learning every day. And God is revealing things to me about myself that it's like, all right, it's not condemnation, but it's like, hey, I have great things for you. Like, we working right now. We getting some things figured out, not just for a man, like you said, not just for a relationship, but for yourself and the gift that I place inside of you, getting that out. So, like you said, you're not getting this time back. You know, this time that you could have spent with God of perfecting that gift or revealing that gift and placing that out, you consume with a man. You know what I mean?
Like, it's not for your husband. Like, it's for God's glory, but it will benefit your spouse. Yep. You know, it's all for God. You know, live a godly lifestyle and all that. Do that for God, as unto God. But it will benefit your spouse, your friends, your children, everyone around you.
Yep.
So
that's good.
Yeah.
I think another thing is a lot of us single people can struggle with loneliness. You know, like I said, you in part one, you know, you see people with other in their relationships, friends, family, and it's like, this is nice. But I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that loneliness that can come with it.
It's real.
It's real. And they're nice. You like, man, Lord, like,
wish I look.
Yeah, I want to look. Yeah, I want to look something. You know.
Yeah.
But how do you combat that loneliness? You know. Has it been hard for you?
It was way harder than it was, you know, pursuing a relationship with God. It's like, like I'm lacking something because I don't really have a relationship with God. I need that relationship to be, I need to be pursuing that first. Because if you don't, you're going to see these earthly relationships as what you need, what you're longing for. And it's not. It's relationship with the Father. So prayer helps. Listening to podcasts helps. You know, just pop you some popcorn and put on a Disney movie. That helps me. Or a good movie, whatever.
I love me a good Disney movie.
I mean, spend time with yourself. Go out with your friends.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Like
Find,
we said,
like-minded people.
Yep. Like we said, you don't have to stay in and have fun.
Right.
I mean,
that's true.
You don't have to stay in the house, and you don't have to stay under a rock.
Yeah, I mean, I went through that, like, feeling lonely, especially in college, because I'm like, God, like, but I have never been this close with God before. In feeling like that natural loneliness, I've never I've grown so much. I should say that I've grown so much with God because and I took that loneliness and said, hey God, I need you here with me. I need us to be present. I need us to be together. I need you to help me. And so, like, God is the most important. I want to say it like that. But there are other things too, along with talking with God. Like you said, find you a good movie. I love to binge. I love to binge me a good show. Trying new restaurants, I love doing that. That's been a recent hobby. Talking to people that are like-minded, that understand, and we going through this together. You know, that's good. But it is a real thing. But you can definitely get through it. It's not the end of the world, y'all. It is not the end of the world.
It's not.
You know, to be single.
Don't let God tell y'all the things you need to work on.
Listen,
it really ain't the end of the world then.
When you know what you need to work on, I think the loneliness factor is less like aggressive because it's like, okay, hey God, you trying to do some things within me, so let's get to work. Let's do this.
You working on my heart just like you're working on his. It's not just him.
God is working on your husband or wife right now as he's working on you. So your husband or wife may be feeling lonely too. You know what I mean? But God's really joining it together at that right time. So that's a big thing. Okay.
I love that.
I love your wisdom, prophet.
I love your wisdom. You're the prophet. I'm not a prophet, y'all. It's my second time having to say this, clarify this stuff.
Sorry, y'all. It's a habit. It's a family
tradition.
Yeah, it's a family habit. I'm sorry.
Grandma's house.
Yeah, grandma's house, y'all.
Another thing I would say is to allow God to continue his work on you. Yeah. And that's not just, guarding your tongue and stuff. There's some real stuff that people have went through from past relationships with family members, friends, or romantic relationships that they need healing from. And deliverance from some stuff, some bad habits, sins, all that stuff. So mindsets, thinking wrong. There's real healing that needs to be released before you bring another person to your life, before God brings them. You don't want to hurt them, and you don't want to hurt God. You don't want to continue the trauma cycle. From what happened to you, you don't want to pass that down to somebody else.
Because you haven't healed something new. Y'all trying to build something new in God, and you bringing things that. Be patient, y'all. We gotta be patient, not just y'all, because this is a family thing. So we all gotta do that. I'm learning that too. Like letting God work on you and it's okay. That don't mean you just need to be thrown away or whatever. God is doing something great within your life. So just be patient in that
and strengthen that relationship with God. Number one, that's before the healing, deliverance, all that. Strengthen that relationship with God because if I'm not consistent with prayer now or reading my Bible faithfully now, I'm not going to do that for a man. And if I do, it won't last. At all. Because he's the reason. Y'all. And
it's not going to last. And
then that's like, oh, I don't even want to do God like that. Like, I'm only reading my Bible because I want him.
And you know what's funny? And what's crazy about it, God actually knows what we think. So
yeah,
if you're doing it for that reason, he not just finna bless you with all this stuff and you using him. Mm-hmm. Like he don't know what's going on.
Will a man rob God again?
This the thing, I guess. God said, y'all ain't finna rob me.
No.
Listen, God know. God know what we're thinking, y'all. So, and I said that from experience. So, yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Mm-hmm. How do you think Christians can guard their hearts while dating? It's a lot with that. A lot to unpack.
I know from my experience, you gotta watch who's in their ear. You gotta watch what's coming through them eye gates. The music, the TV shows.
The TV shows.
Because even like, I know we thinking about lust right now. Like how you see things on TV, all these scenes, graphic, all that. But even like, just seeing a girl, like a female, just cuss out her man or got the finger, all this.
Toxic stuff.
Guard your heart. Guard your eyes, guard your ears. The music you listen to.
It's so many I can name right now.
Honestly though, like we were singing about things, talking about business. Like glorifying being a side chick. Why?
Talk about it. We 10 singing this stuff, 10 and 12 years old, and we just
15, 16, 17, 18, 20.
But the younger you are, it's like, you know, and we didn't even know what we were singing about back then. Like we didn't even know. Really, I didn't even know till probably like middle school, I guess. That's when I started noticing, but
singing
about being a side chick.
Being a side chick. I'm just like,
I'm gonna see you on the weekend. Just, you know what? Yep.
Been there.
And I was singing it there with everybody else.
I was doing it.
Listen.
Thank God for deliverance. Okay, I got one last point before we close.
What's up?
Well, before we get to the question. So another big thing to do is to serve in the kingdom. And just, I want everybody to know there's a place for everyone. I mean, whatever God is leading you to do, there's a place for you in his kingdom to serve. And I learned that the more I served and focused on the things of God, the less I was able to think about, okay, where's my husband? Like, oh, I'm lonely. Oh, this is happening. Like, the more you serve and the more you just get together with like-minded people and y'all are feeding off of each other, gleaning off of each other, it takes away it lessens the thoughts of, okay, where is he at? You know, I'm tired of being single. No, I got so much to do, God, in your kingdom.
Okay, talk about it.
I'm not saying overwork yourself. Prioritize rest. But get busy. Get busy for the Lord.
Yep.
Don't get busy for anybody else.
Get busy for him. Make some shake for him.
Do something strange for him.
No, for sure.
Don't need cost change. Okay.
Listen, it's free to serve, y'all. It's free to serve. No, bruh. On a serious note,
it's gonna cost your cross, though.
It's shoot. What girls are shook.
It's gonna cost your life.
It sure is.
In the best way possible.
Yeah. But you know what? I actually was reading the book of Acts the other day, like 2 days ago. I think it was chapter 5 or 6. But there was actually people waiting tables. Like, that was their service unto God, was waiting tables. And so that goes with your point. You can be doing anything. There's so many things you can do for God. You might not be waiting tables, but I mean, whatever. You might be in the kitchen committee. That might be your service.
Prayer team.
Prayer team, choir.
Park the car.
Listen, park the car. Direct traffic.
Put your neon lit vest on.
So we can see.
Caution tape. Well, yeah.
Put the cones out now.
Direct the pastor into his spot.
And we're going to thank you for it because we need to get in the building.
We appreciate
it.
Yes.
Every single thing. I learned that as being a minister, like, when people appreciate the gift that God placed in you, that means a lot. To say thank you or, you know, rooting for somebody. So,
and above that, you making God smile?
Listen. That's what's important.
That's that's the best.
Well done.
The best cheerleader.
My good and faithful
servant.
Okay. All right.
Servant and I'm still not a slave. Okay. Who said that? That was in some Christian song. Yeah.
I ain't heard that one. That's a new one. All right, y'all.
It's that time,
y'all. It's that time. Questions. We actually already picked them.
Kingdom queries.
We didn't read them yet, but I'm gonna let you run the bell, so you get
I'll run the bell, so you go first.
Nah, I want you to go first.
We've been do this.
Y'all, we do this all the time. What you want to eat?
Humble or annoying?
What you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want? It's like pick something.
What did you have last?
Where haven't you eaten in a while? It's like pick something.
Y'all did all that. Y'all in Florence now. All right. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
How do you know someone is a Christian?
Okay, the Bible talks about you know the fruit that you know that person by the fruit that they bear. Mm-hmm. So listen, and not just a Christian, not just a believer. I believe in Jesus Christ. That is good, and you know you get you saved. That's good. But an actual Christian walking, following Christ, you know by the fruit that they bear. If you see that they're doing things that aren't Christ-like, that don't mean that now Christians make the mistakes, but you can tell by that just how they think, how they talk, how do they talk about the Lord? Are they like, you know, down on them, or
when they fall, do they get back up?
Okay,
do they repent? You know.
What about you? What's some things?
The verse that came to mind was the way you love, this is how people know you're my disciples. So love, not just saying it, but showing action, like honoring others above yourself. That's love. Being patient, being kind, keeping no record of wrong. That's love. It's so many other things.
It's so many things.
It's more than a cross necklace. It's more than a cross tattoo or a Bible verse on your body or in your bio. You
remember somebody said they just liked it for how it looked across. Did you see that?
I saw that. Why are you wearing a cross necklace if you don't believe? Because it's cute.
All right.
Aesthetic. I can't.
All right, let's see.
Don't scare me now.
How do you... Okay, I'm going to reword that. But how are you supposed to be the light without being lukewarm or a hypocrite?
Be not conformed.
Listen...
Be not conformed. Don't blend in with what they're doing. If you somewhere, you may be blindsided. You know, you hear some cuss words, or they're taking them to the head, throwing them back.
Okay.
Don't.
Yep. Yep. Sorry.
Bottoms up. Don't start. You know, engaging in that behavior too. Right. And I will also say, you know, don't start condemning and judging. Oh, y'all drink. Oh, y'all. How could y'all do?
Okay,
that's
so important.
Because that's not going to help you be the light either. That's not pushing them closer to Christ. That's probably pulling them away or pushing them away. So don't conform and don't condemn.
Ooh,
you know, just
love that.
Follow God. Do what He said to do. And
I saw
what would you say?
A quote on I think it's Instagram, but Jesus hung around the sinners. He didn't become the sinner.
Yeah, you know they changed.
He didn't. They changed. He didn't. So like
they wanted to be around him.
Yeah, I think you can't just go into any and every place, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And just I'll say like this: if your intent is to go in there and minister, then okay, then maybe you can, you know. But you still you can't just go any and everywhere, even in that. But I would say like if you go to certain places where you know. Might be a little drink or two, or you know they might be smoking or whatever it is. Like you said, don't condemn them. Don't put them down. Don't be like, you finna go to hell. Don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that. You love, like I always say, how God has changed my life. He loved me back to life. So you love them, like you said. Just
love.
You love them. That's really the biggest way I think of being a light is just loving them.
There's a difference between I'm going to the strip club tonight. I'm taking 5 shots. And it's a difference between that and your workplace. They invite you to the Christmas dinner and alcohol comes out.
Right.
Yeah, true. Two different things.
Yep.
Two different things.
And if your coworker want 2 or 3 drinks, hey, that's what you want to do. I'm going to love you.
I about said power to you, but hey.
Now, if you ask me, do I want one? I'm going to say no.
Do you need a driver? Can you make it home safe?
Listen,
you know?
And then what you do is you go home and you pray for them.
Yep.
That's all you do.
Make sure they get in safe and then pray.
Yep.
That's the biggest thing you can do is pray. Pray for that person.
Prayer works, y'all. It really does.
Prayer. I can't sing that. Yeah. Shout out to you, Mom. Pull that back out.
I love my
wipe
auntie.
The dust
I love
off
my
that
auntie.
Song, Mama.
My auntie's like just so pure.
Yeah,
like,
wipe the dust off that song, Mom. We need to hear that again.
I always call her Lil David. Lil David, the psalmist.
We already talked about this. Okay. What are some red flags in relationships that can hinder my spiritual growth?
Do you want to do something else? Pick a different one. We're gonna pick a different one. Pick a little different one.
Lil David.
Lil David.
Thank you, Armor Bear.
You're welcome. I love to serve.
servant's heart. The Son of Man did not come to be served. Okay. If you could design the perfect godly partner.
What is wrong with this today?
This is not playing, y'all. If you could design the perfect godly partner using qualities from different Bible characters,
ooh,
who would you pick?
Let's go.
And why? You could pick 3 Bible characters.
Let's go.
I'm all out of whack.
Moses got to be a leader. Okay. The people was going crazy, and he was able to lead. Now Moses did have his moments where he's like, all right, but he always came back to God, and he was able to lead a large group of people to the promised land. So our promised land is making it to be with the Lord forever. So leading us to walk that godly lifestyle. I would say Paul, because Paul gonna tell you the truth.
Yep.
And Paul not gonna sugarcoat nothing.
Who you are.
You gotta have a little tough skin dealing with Paul. But I feel like you always gonna you always gonna make sure I'm going on the right path of righteousness. What goes along with being a leader. And David, because I feel like I'm little David. I love the Lord. I do. With and someone that just loves the Lord, like
real with the Lord, letting every emotion.
And he's real, like every emotion, and like just is able to talk to God on my behalf and be able to praise and worship. Like he just really loves the Lord. So those are my 3. What about you?
I'm trying to go in order. Okay, Abraham.
Okay, had many sons.
All right. Okay, his faith. This sounds harsh, but I don't want a weak. I
understand what you're saying.
Just like a worry rat.
Yeah.
Have faith. Stand firm on the promises of God. Don't bring me down. Because we need to feed off each other's faith. So that's one. Solomon.
Ooh, okay. That's wisdom. That's a good
wise.
Wow,
please be wise.
I love that.
If you're gonna lead me, you gotta be wise.
I love that one.
You gotta be wise.
Yeah. I love that one. I didn't even think of Solomon. That's a really good one.
We forgot the main one.
Who it is?
Jesus. We should have said other than.
Yeah.
Jesus for sure.
It's self-explanatory.
As Christ loved the church,
it's self-explanatory.
Gave himself up.
That's a good one.
Selfless.
Everything. I love that man.
His knees down.
That's my man. That's my man.
That's my
Jesus.
Savior. That's my Lord.
I love that man. I do.
I love him. I love you. My everything.
I ain't gonna do no remix. But listen. If I was to really sing, I would.
Yeah, Jesus, stand up.
I love you.
Stand up type of man.
I love that guy.
Yeah. It's too many. He has so many qualities.
He is the quality.
Yes, he's the standard.
He's the standard.
Jesus, that's it.
He's him.
I don't have to say anything after that. Just Jesus.
Yep. I love that. Solomon was a really good one. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Last question. What is up with these questions, bro?
If it's about,
it say, do you think God will send you someone you're not attracted to?
The Lord is my shepherd.
I shall. Not a one.
But honestly, okay, you can't. Number one, you can't make the looks. That's all you want.
Right.
He look good. That's it. That's all I take. But I believe everything, every person that God made, they're beautiful in their own way.
Yeah.
And everyone is beautiful and attractive to somebody. What I find attractive. No, like seriously.
I get it. No, I get it.
What I find attractive may not be what you find attractive. Okay. And vice versa.
You might like curly hair, I might like straight hair.
You may like chocolate brown, I may like white chocolate.
Okay.
So I mean, I believe God will send you, the person you find attractive. It doesn't matter if anybody else finds them attractive.
Okay. You talk about that.
So
yeah. I would have to agree with you wholeheartedly. I think God will most definitely send me someone that I'm attracted, because I want to be attractive to. Yeah. Oh, I want my husband to be attracted to me. So
what did Dr. Matthew say? I want to see you with the lights on.
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
Because I want to be seen with. I want to be attractive. So I think definitely having someone that I'm attracted to is important. The mic said
Hey, feedback.
Yeah, I think he
Okay.
Yeah, that's important for sure. So and I pray about it, I feel like all the time, not just looks, but like, God, the perfect man for me, and he knows what I like you said. So I think he wouldn't just be like, bump that, send you somebody. So yeah, I agree with that.
Be attracted to the God in them more than looks.
It's the God in me. Yeah.
What you doing?
I love. Listen, Mary.
We're gonna song the whole song.
Okay, I'll behave.
All right. Well, you got anything else?
No, that was all our questions, y'all.
Well, that's all we have for part 2 of Before I Do. It rhymed. Yes, it did. Thank y'all for tuning in for part 1 and part 2. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, go back and watch For the Kingdom Podcast. YouTube. It's on Spotify. Watch part 1.
Yes.
And follow us on TikTok, FTK_pod, Instagram, FTK_pod, Facebook, For the Kingdom Podcast for more updates. And we'll see y'all soon. And remember, it's not personal. It's just kingdom business.
Hey,
what you don't know.
And get behind closed doors. Now you hit the floor.